Innovation labs offer a kind of promise that no CEO can really say no to. A combination of braver experimentation in things that would seem to hold the potential to throw off more growth than the close-in things that they've already been doing, but to do so in an agile way, where low-cost experimentation produces, in theory at least, big breakthrough growth opportunities.
In our first phases of prototyping, we're trying to validate that we have a real business behind our idea or a real value proposition behind our idea. The second phase of our prototyping is maybe a few screens that show a flow of how something could work. And then our third versions are generally more built out, clickable, interactive, experience prototypes. And in those two phases, the second and third, we're not only validating the tweaks that we've made to the business model and the value proposition, but we're actually trying to solicit feedback from customers on how they feel about the experience.
Our primary goal, our responsibility, is to really drive strategy and to make the different choices that we make in the innovation process. So having actually a lab is really useful because you have people from the business units. People who've been in the company for years and decades. They have all this know-how, institutional knowledge that we as innovators might not have immediately because we're from the outside. But being able to tap into those people and having them to really vet and make sure that the ideas can live beyond the lab was really, really helpful.
In the cases where I've worked with innovation labs, they've had ingoing goals and metrics that they were trying to reach with their innovation. So in those cases, success has been measured on whether we reach that objective. And what we've seen is that having that very clear objective is not just important, but it's crucial for the success of innovation efforts within an innovation lab. If you're just doing innovation to try and come up with some great ideas and be provocative within the organization, it's not going to get the traction it needs.
We're moving into consumer testing a lot faster, not debating on every small thing on what's the exact best way to do something, where we spin our wheels a lot of times if we're trying to find the exact thing. But when you can go and trust that you'll just learn from consumers what the right thing to do is, you can act a lot faster and just put things out there.
With an innovation lab, you can start to think more broadly about what's happening in the market and what are those spaces you might want to go beyond where you're currently playing.
Big companies stopped doing brave experimentation and started getting obsessed with quarter-to-quarter optimization and being sure they were making their number. So labs are both a very faddish thing and a very, very important thing to get right.